Good afternoon, everyone. Guess where I am? It is good to be home. I've been walking a while already. I just was taking in the air. A little bit smoky at the moment. I don't even know where to begin. I don't know. Good trip. A little short. There was more things I wanted to accomplish. Fix my shirt. I haven't worn the shirt in a while. It's one of my favorite shirts, by the way. Anyway, I just had an apple too, by the way, so I'll go in reverse. No. I got off the plane in Chiang Rai. Okay, coming back. And I shot a video, like I'm back, I took some shots of in the airport and the normal kind of stuff. And then of course me talking. And on that flight, oh God, I really shouldn't start there. But okay. Let me go further into the story. Took off out of Seattle with 2 full check bags, 23 kilos each, right? I have a scale, digital scale, and it's bloody accurate, okay? So, and I made sure I was like a half a kilo under. And it matched, my numbers matched their numbers, so I was happy. Now my carry-on was a half a kilo over, but this time they didn't even check it. I mean, weight-wise check it. Okay, great. So, now, domestic flights, I've said this in videos that you will see or have already seen. I have no idea. I can't remember. Okay? But typical domestic flights here are 7 kilos in the plane. Okay? Just a standard fare. Right? Economy rate, whatever. Now, if you want check bags, you pay for check bags. Okay? And you check how much you want. And I think it goes 10, 15, and 20 kilos, okay? Now that I'm kind of thinking straight and had a little bit of sleep. But, man, those beautiful trees. Anyway, I'm going to focus, okay? So, before I left, of course, on my return flight from Chiang Rai to Bangkok to Chiang Rai, at the end of my trip, okay, I paid, well, both ways actually, I paid for 20 kilos in the belly, okay? And fortunately, I have 2 suitcases, and one of them will nest inside with a little bit of coercing, nest inside the other one. Okay, so when I flew out of here, out of Chiang Rai to Seattle, I had that checked bag with basically nothing in it, right? 2 or 3 shirts and my shaving kit, okay? It was, there was nothing. And then it came back, they came back fully loaded. So my mission at that point, when I get to Bangkok, prior to catching the bird to Chiang Rai, my intent is, and I did, go to the post office. I found a sorting table, laid my 2 bags out and said, need, don't need, right? Weighed it, not little heavier. Move some more shit over. And then, but the problem, now I had 3 hours. Count them. 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. So I'm like, this is a walk in the park. Normally it is. But now we have TDAC, right? So, which is easy. I mean, for me, it's easier than when I fall down. I'm looking at something on the ground. I don't know what the heck it is. Hang on. No, it's just a piece of trash. Anyway, but the TDAC nightmare created by people, I want to say asshats, but just by people that are just effing stupid. They'd show up and they'd go, I'm here. And they're like, go over there. They had a whole section that said TDAC only. And they had these cubicles set up. Well, it was like there were multiple desks in each cubicle with an officer and the idiot that didn't do their TDAC ahead of time, like you're supposed to, 72 hours it says, right? You fill it in online, they email your TDAC back, you print it or put it on your phone. Either way, easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? But no. So that line was a flippin' nightmare. And I'm just looking at my clock going, or my phone at the time going, man, Jesus Louise. Okay, now to throw a little bit of interesting stuff into the story, the two guys on the flight to Taipei with me, Seattle to Taipei, yeah, okay. Americans. One of them's Indian, but American, and one of them's Mexican, American. And oh man, we bonded. We shot the shit the whole bloody way. And I did not sleep. Okay, that was the short leg, right? After that, it's 12 and a half hours, which I actually thought it was 10, but I guess I didn't get the memo. 9 minutes. And, you know, and I'm not going to worry about time on this one, okay, guys? Just stick it out. So we exchange contact information, because they were coming, they were landing in Bangkok, and then boom, they're going to China. But they said, we always end up back in Thailand, man. And it's like, where do we go and all this, you know? And it's like, I've done everything in Pattaya, and I've been to Phuket, you know, all that kind of nebulous questions that I cannot answer, because I don't know how their head works, what they like, don't like, what they listen to, what they don't listen to, what they like to look at or not, right? That's like asking me, how many stars are in the sky, Mitch? If I know, right? Okay, so, but I tried my best, and I told them things that I know, and they were, I'm bragging, they were so freaking impressed. No. But we you know, kind of hit it off, so to speak, right? Like I could hang out with these guys. One more piece to that, one more facet to that, hanging out with these guys. The guy in the window seat, the Mexican, I never did get his name because I couldn't hear him. I wasn't wearing my hearing aids, and I could barely hear the Indian because he was talking very low, very quiet, right? That's my worst impression. But I was twisting my neck, louder, dude, louder, you know. But the Mexican gentleman hands me one of those mini bottles. It's a Dewar's blended Scotch whiskey, I think it said. Right? You know what I'm talking about. Those little minis, yeah, the ones they serve on the airplane, or the ones you can buy at the liquor store in the States, or wherever. He hands me that. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. I'll put it in my bag. He says, no, drink it. And then the guy next to me has a cute bottle of Johnny Walker Red, you know, the square bottles, right? And then the Mexican had a bottle of Jack Damage, right? Jack Daniels, okay? I like the little cute bottles, but anyway. And I looked at it and I go, it's already been opened. And he says, oh, yeah. That's not, what bottle do you have? And I told him, I said, oh, that's not that. It's Glenlivet, single malt, Scotch. What are you drinking? Same thing. They're all drinking Glenlivet. He said they take those bottles, you know, take a couple shots, good to go, and then they pour the real shit that they like to travel with in those bottles. And I'm like, dude, how can you? This is how slow I am on the uptake sometimes, okay? I'm like my Wi-Fi. My upload speed is very freaking slow. He says, I got 20 of these in my handbag. I'm like, what? I thought you could, only carry like 3 ounces or whatever. He says, yeah, each. Whatever it is, each. You can carry 100 of them if you want. As long as they're in a bag, in a see-through, like a Ziploc, okay? As long as they're in a see-through container, and it's not over 3 ounces. So God dang, I learned something. That was a revelation. I kid you not. So, I'm drinking scotch with these guys, right? I mean, I'm drinking scotch. Plural would be, I'm drinking scotch, right? You could say lots of. Anyway, so, great guys. Had a good time. And I'm going to see them at the end of the month, because I changed my flight time. I talk about that later. Now, when I was in the line to get on that flight, I'm sitting there looking, and I see the lady come out with the big sign holding it up, and flipping over. Okay, the zone number, but usually it has the zone. You can see the zone number from any side, front or back. You can see the same zone number, but this time it was like flipped it over, and all you see is blank. So I'm like, I can't hear for shit. You guys know that. So I'm like, what zone? And I don't know. So I get up off my lazy arse and I go walk around, and she's zone 2, and I'm like, hell, that's me. So I go up, and I'm like way back, and I went like this. I held up like a peace sign, right? I held up 2 fingers, like 2. And she goes, oh, come. And then I said, here, yeah, here, 2 line. Boom. So I'm in this line, and this cool guy, Anthony, American, it doesn't matter. He could have been from anywhere. He was cool. Is cool. He bumps into me, or I bumped into him. At any rate, we're apologizing to each other. Oh, sorry, man. Like normal people do. Sawadee Cup. Oh God, it's good to be done. Let's just listen. Listen to that. I hope you can hear that. Okay. If you can, I'll mimic it later. So I'm talking to this guy, and Anthony, and he creates music. And I'm like, cool, you know. At that point, I'm just like, oh, that's great. Just hey, here. He takes off these noise canceling, freaking $400 headphones, you know, stuff that I'm too cheap to buy. I can buy, but I'm just like, do I really need that? I could get the Hello Kitty ones, you know. That's the dumbass for you. I put them things on, and he pulled up a tune, starts playing, and I was in another freaking world, dude. I was like, oh my God, this is good. I'm like, dude, this is really good. He's like, thanks. But really, I'm not joking. Freaking good. And, anyway, let's just leave it at that. Good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I would listen to it daily. Okay, so he says, yeah, first time I picked up a mic was a year ago. I'm like, you're shitting me. He said, no, man. I just decided to play with it a little bit. And, you know, obviously, he's using products that enhance your voice and whatever. You could do a freaking Pink Floyd album now on your laptop, for crying out loud. The Wall. You could do it on your laptop. But great meeting him. Got his contact information. And then after we get off the plane, we're all on the T-deck line. We weren't together, but all of a sudden, boom, we're bumping into each other again. So the guy is Sawadee Cup. The Anthony says, he turns his head and says, hey Mitch, can you send because Sean and the Mexican were talking to him, and they were a couple of bodies ahead of me. And so Sean says, yeah, man, give me your information. And so Anthony says, hey, Mitch, can you give Sean my information? I says, yeah, no sweat. Easy peasy, right? I says, yeah, I could do that. Because so then we're all connected. So basically, when I got home, I created a group, boom, and here we are, the Travelers. and it's not, I just called it that because that's how we met. After that, it's probably just going to be individuals talking to each other. I don't know. It's not like, oh, I got a group now. No, that wasn't the point. The point was just convey the information and then move along. But we're all converging like the cavalry in Pattaya soon for a reason. That is why I said, well, couple reasons why I cut my trip shorter than it already was because I'm coming. I'm talking to somebody that I know, and he's saying this, and I'm saying, dude, I will be there. Wouldn't miss it. I haven't missed one of these occasions yet. So you could kind of get the gist of it. But, no joke, the entire trip back, I did not sleep. Okay, so now I'm in Bangkok with my 2 bags. And I'm crunched for time now after the T-Deck nightmare. All right, and I'm calling it a nightmare. Not the Thai process, the public process. The people that just don't read or do, right? I mean, every day when I go somewhere, I check the weather. Am I gonna freeze my ass off? Yeah, Mitch, you're gonna freeze your ass off, but I'm like, I can be tough. I'll tough it out. But I froze my ass off in Seattle. But anyway, so I'm in the airport and I'm going, holy crap, I'm on a time crunch. So I got my 2 bags running, like doing the OJ through the frickin' airport to the post office, which in my head is on the far end of Terminal 2 on the booking, on the check-in level, okay, the top level, STU, and then boom, you hang a left, and the post office is right there. So I'm down there, I'm going, holy shit, man, it's not there. They moved it. I'm like, oh my God. Post office, where? You go to the information booth. Where's the post office? And they're looking at me like I look at myself in the morning. Who the hell are you? Finally, they say, down, bottom floor, number 8. And I'm like, okay, right? So I go to the post office, and there's no sorting tables. There's like 50 people in this little space, you know, maybe 40 square meters, give or take, on the ground, squatting down on their knees, which I don't do, okay? Actually, I can't do. Let's be clear here. And I'm like, there's no effing way I'm making this effing freaking flight. I was getting like major stress. So I thought, okay, I went to look for a lay down space, right? And I remembered back up on the top floor, way down by D, E, F maybe. If you're familiar with the airport, you know where I'm talking about. There's like 6 lay down tables. It says sorting tables, do not sit. You know, big circle, do not set your ass here. This is for people to sort their bags, right? I get up there and they're all full of people. And I frickin' yarded my 50-pound bag up. Boom! On the bench. This lady looks at me and I pointed at the sign. No sit! And it was like I turned on the lights and the cockroaches just fucking went running. So I'm like, hey, it says don't sit. So don't. I'm exercising my rights. And I'm fucking pressed for time. So I sorted my bags at waist level, right? Need, don't need, don't need. Boo, 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 boo. Weighing it. Nope. Back and forth, back and forth. Finally getting my shit right, and I'm looking at the time going, I'm going to check in. I'm going to check my shit. If I miss the flight, fuck it. I'll buy another ticket. Right? This is the brain going on overdrive. So, and of course, it's like anything else. Traffic. There's bodies everywhere. And they're standing, looking around. And the check-in gate for Thai Vietjet is B. Damn near to the, A is as far as you can go. Okay? So I'm at B. And then it's a freaking line. A zigzag of bodies. And I'm going, fuck. I'm looking at my time and I'm going, the plane's going to be boarding in 20 minutes. And it takes you from after you have checked in at that point, it takes you 20 minutes to get to that freaking gate. Okay? Even if you use the travelators and you run on it. Okay? So I'm like, oh shit, I'm just stressing. I said, yeah, just the one bag. This one's going to the post office. Okay, great. I'm got home now. So I checked it in, got a paper boarding pass, and now I'm running back to the post office. And I get to the post office and there's not really a line now. And I threw it up on the scale. Oh, it's too heavy. Like, what? Yep, it's too heavy. I'm not gonna sit down. I need to pay. She says, you need to take 2.5 kilos out of there. And I'm thinking, I'm tripping now at this point. I'm thinking, where am I gonna put it? And when she's saying that, the guy's already making a box, right? So, duh. So I just reached in and I just started throwing shit in, right? Pulling some shit out and putting it in. Oh, I don't need that shirt. I don't need that coat. I don't need, And she said, that should be good. I said, okay. Then I filled out the freaking form, like this and that. And then it's like, okay, where'd the guy go? Oh, he went back to do something. And the lady's talking to someone else at this point. My bag's still on the scale. Now back on the scale. And then he comes back and says, okay. And I said, okay, like back. And then she says, make another, fill out another form for your suitcase that's going to be boxed, right? So I'm like, okay, God dang. And she wrote some with a blue Sharpie, right? She wrote some numbers on there that correlated with my other paper that was going on the other box, right? So then I go, can I pay now? Can I pay? So I'm like, chop. And yes, you can pay. And then I'm taking forever. I said, scan pay? Yeah, scan pay. Okay, great. So I scan paid it. And and then I'm like, there's absolutely no way I'm going to make my flight. So I'm not a runner, okay? But yesterday in Bangkok, I was freaking O.J. Simpson, baby. Remember those old Hertz commercials? I was fucking running. Get all the fucking way. And then it's like, God, you get people in front of you like 4 wide, and they're thinking, do we want KFC or do we want this? And I just went, not anything against the Chinese, but I just, like I was a fucking linebacker, I just fucking ran, crashed through them. Make a hole. Like I got moving on in the army. I kid you not. I was just, if your shit's in the way, I'm moving it. I don't want to miss this effing flight, right? So I get up there. I'm going, and it's at the very end, gate number 6, A6, okay, not B like last time, A6, and it's A6 in the ass end, right, all the way down. I'm looking, I'm going, oh my God, I'm seeing the plane. I'm going, oh shit, man, I'm not gonna make it. And I'd already dumped out my water bottles, to go through security. Then you have time when you get to the gate to fill your water bottles. I was already like dry, parched, okay, I'm sweating like I am now, worse than I am now. And I get there, and the lady's like, the gate's here, and then there's the ramp that you walk down, to get to the gate area. She's already down at the far end of the thing saying, last call. And I'm running down the ramp going, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Don't leave. Comical now, but at the time, dude, I was stressing. So I run down, literally, boom, 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 down the ramp. I'm it, you know. It's the big Chong running down, big elephant running down the gate. Damn thing was shaking. And I get up to the airplane, do my usual I always slap the airplane right on the side. I just do that. But anyway, and the lady says, she like, I went like this, and I turned, and she said, "Give me your backpack." I'm like, "What?" And then I look down the aisle, and I'm in the back, right? Seat 40C. Wait, A, B, C, D, E, F. So I 40D, 40 Delta. That's literally the ass end of this bird. Aisle seat. No recline. Because at the time, I didn't even give a shit because it's only an hour and a half flight, right? All the overhead bins were closed. That's why she wanted my bag. She said, we keep up front for you. I'm like, okay. And I just went down the aisle as fast as I could without tripping or hitting anybody. Sat down next to these guys. And the two Thai guys, right? The guy, the window seat was, turns out he's an attorney in Chiang Rai. And the other one didn't speak a lick of English. And I didn't try to communicate with him because I had no Wi-Fi anyway. I was in airplane mode. And on those flights, they don't do it. That is a big freaking bat. Holy smoke. That's like a flying fox, you know, like a fruit bat. Now that's off my tangent. But back to these two Thai guys. We're like, I'm like, oh my God, I made it. I made it. I'm just happy, right? I'm just like parched, and they don't offer you shit on those flights, right? You know, I'm too cheap to go, yeah, give me this and that. I just like, ask you, I'll just suffer. I'm stupid that way. But the guy by the window reaches over with a Chang beer. You want? And I said, oh, no, that's okay. No, you take. And I thought, well, I am freaking dehydrated, you know, and it's mostly water. Why not? Fast forward to landing. I'm shit-faced. Literally. I got a no sleep, tired ass, dragging ass buzz going on, and I'm making a video walking to my truck. And it's all like this. Right here. Like 6 minutes of this. So I doubt I will put it up. But I might. Because there's some information in it that you might find useful. Not really, but that's a teaser just so you watch the damn thing. No. But I went, sat in my truck. First, I had to find it because I forgot where I parked it. Okay. Normally, I take a picture of it. For some reason, I didn't this time. So I found my truck. And I said during the video, I'm a little buzzed. And I said, I don't drink and drive. Flat out. I do not. I have many, many, many times. But I do not now. So fuck it, man. It's gonna take me a long time to get home because I'm gonna go put the seat back, put my feet, you know what I mean? And I didn't have any food, any snacks, anything like that to help soak it up. So I commenced to put increasing my carbon footprint, because I turned the truck on and I turned the AC on and I went to sleep for an hour. I set my alarm for 15 minutes. It went off and I went, oh man, I'm still tired. So then I hit the next one, then the next one, then the next one. I did that 4 times. So an hour. I mean, I was literally out, beep, 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 out, you know, an hour. God dang it. And then I hauled ass because I knew I was going to be more tired in a half an hour, 40 minutes, right? So, anyway. Yeah. What a trip. So, I posted my stuff, right? At 1:45. So 12:45. I'm at the post office and they're saying, yes, you can go after I pay. My shit wasn't even packed yet. But so 12:45, they packed it. And I'm running, praying that I can make the flight. This morning, well, it wasn't actually this morning, but it was at noon, so call it what you want. I get a call. And the guy says, Unit 1? I said, Chai. Okay. And he backs his mail truck in, and boom, on my porch, my shit. I mean, dude, that's better than Amazon. Shit, man. Yeah. So I got a bunch of shit. Now, before I left, I had to unpack a bunch of shit that I really wanted to bring back. You know, apparently they don't allow drugs and firearms and shit like that. No, I'm just kidding. I just said there were some tools that I'm like, I really miss this tool. I really miss this one. And you know, I can buy it, right? I can buy it, but I'm like, I want mine. It fits me. You know, I'm a little anal that way. 37 minutes. I'll cut it in half for you guys, okay? I'll do that. I'm that kind of a guy. Anyway, I'm glad to be home. Man, I am glad to be home. All right. I appreciate all you watching. No matter how much you watch, just click a line. I appreciate that. And then wherever you go from there, more appreciation. So, thank you. And thanks for watching. Bye.